1 year ago today was a very anxious day for me. It was the day that my first book, From Beneath the Ice, was available to the public. Imagine having a therapy session on CNN. That's what it felt like. I felt like the entire world was viewing my darkest moments, my scariest moments, and my shame. And it was very difficult to process that. Thankfully, the support and encouragement from everyone has been absolutely unbelievable. And my wife was always there by my side, doing her amazing thing she always does, just supporting and encouraging me as well. In celebration of that, I'm going to read from my new book, one of them, there's two today. The first is a handbook about how I did it. Basically, how I overcame mental illness, anxiety, trauma from my childhood, everything that went with it. That's called Freedom is Running with Nothing Chasing You. The second one accompanies that. It's a workbook for you to put into action on your own path to wellness, everything I have learned. That is called Running with Freedom. And in these books, I address not just trauma from an external source, like an abuser that I experienced in my childhood, but also from trauma that comes from mental illness itself, which is something that has largely been overlooked by everyone, and not just the self-help book community, but medical professionals as well. This is very different and difficult to manage because, as you'll hear, you cannot avoid trauma from mental illness the way you can an abuser. So I'm going to read here and then maybe have a few comments afterwards. There are many scenarios in which trauma can manifest from mental illness. This may be a manic episode in which you acted irresponsibly, a depressive one where you missed important events or appointments. It could even be a hallucination, as was the case with me. Certainly when I hallucinated the FBI assembling in the parking lot to raid my apartment, it was real to me. I had every physical and mental reaction as you would, as if it was actually happening. For years afterwards, every time I saw a black SUV in the parking lot, I was in those harrowing moments all over again. This is PTSD, or trauma, from mental illness. It is not something we can detach from the way I did with my abusive adoptive mother. The best analogy I can give is, imagine if my mental illness was my adoptive mother and I was handcuffed to her every minute of every day. So how do we work through this type of trauma? As it is with everywhere, we must develop coping skills and strategies that we can engage in no matter where we are as well. The good news is there is a lot we can do to fight back. In the next few chapters, we will begin to process trauma from every source and then begin to learn rational responses so that we may manage and eventually overcome it. Let's get started. So you can hear there the coping strategies we use for trauma that is manifesting from mental illness are different because they have to be something we can use everywhere, because it follows us everywhere. We can't avoid it the way we can an abuser. So I hope this is helpful. I know I'm leaving a lot unsaid here, and these books are going to be available very soon, so please be patient. In the meantime, if you have any questions for me, reach out to me directly. I'm here to help. Let's forge this path to wellness, not just for me, but for everyone. Thank you. Be strong, warriors. Run.